Hello, Samat here, and I am just doing a short music career and social media Q&A. This is just basically me kind of hanging out in case anyone wants to ask questions about being a musician, going upon a music career, especially in these weird times. Jadi kepada sesiapa yang kalau ada soalan nak tanya pasal nak jadi pemuzik atau kerjaya muzik ataupun nak study music secara formal, nak pergi universiti ke, benda-benda macam tu, that kind of topic ataupun nak guna social media as a musician, this is your time to ask me all sorts of random questions pasal music career kind of things. Apa khabar Adlan, Mirulok, apa khabar Dan Akmal, apa khabar Adri Syari, apa khabar Muhammad Rin Hidayat, apa khabar Razif, apa khabar. Tell us about songwriting in English. Okay, I think the thing is, right, I mean, English text-wise, I think it depends on the style of music you want to write. So, you know, if you want to write for R&B, the lyrics are going to be different. If you're going to write as a singer-songwriter, the lyrics are going to be different. If you're going to write for pop, it's going to be different. If you want to write folk music, it's going to be different. So if you want to be a songwriter, you want to write in English, it depends what style of music you want to write. If you're writing for hip-hop, it'll be different. So I would say figure out what kind of style of music you want to do it, and whether you're doing something commercial or you're planning to do something just to express yourself. It's always, I think that's the real question you want to ask yourself is, am I doing this for fun, as self-expression, or am I doing this as something that can be commercially viable? It doesn't mean that, you know, just something creative that cannot be viable commercially, but you have to think about it. If you're writing pop, then song form is really, really important. You have to figure out what's the hook, what's the chorus. You have to make it memorable so that when people listen to it, it's like a hook, it's stuck in your head. So that's my advice in terms of lyric writing. I would say the most important thing is to write every single day and to analyze and dissect songs you like. That's very important. So, you want to put storytelling in music. So, have you written a song yet, Homa Hoy? If you haven't, start writing something. Write something. I have a songwriting student in France. She's studying with me. How to create text? You start writing. You just start writing. Who's your favorite songwriter? Who's your favorite songwriter? Who's your favorite songwriter? Or favorite artist? That's my question to you. Thanks everyone, by the way, for hanging out. Terima kasih kerana lepak. Apa khabar MDFZWN? Izani, apa khabar? Reza Syami, apa khabar? Homahoy. So who's your favorite songwriter? Or who's your favorite artist? Or band? Onel Xavier, thanks for tuning in. If anyone has a question about music career, studying music, Onel Xavier, thanks for tuning in. This is a music Q&A, it's music career and social media. If you guys have any questions about starting a music career, building a music career, studying music formally, if I can help you, I'll try to answer questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. I'll be honest. I won't like BS you or lie to you. If I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know. If I know something, I'll share what I know. I've been doing music for the past 24, it's like 25 years. Music is all I've done really professionally. And so, how to sambung belajar dekat overseas? Awi Syamzani, soalan bagus tu. You just apply. Basically kan, you nak study overseas macam ni tau. You nak tahu apa you nak study, nombor satu. Nombor tahu, you nak tengok dekat mana you boleh study tu. Lepas tu nombor tiga is you boleh afford ke tak, you boleh mampu tak nak pergi sana. And nombor empat is dia boleh accept tak you as a student dekat tempat tu. Adakah, are you good enough to be accepted by those places? Tu yang nak consider. What you want to study, nak jadi music producer ke, you nak buat composition ke, songwriting ke, performance ke. Lepas tu universiti mana. Application process is straightforward. You just go to the Ummi website. Semua application form, process dia will be on the website. Plus you boleh email dia orang nak apply. So it's not very complicated actually. Akan ada lah requirement dia semua. So you just need to know what you want to study, then you figure out how to then you apply lah. Dan Akmal, I'm planning to take music course after SPM. Any tips? I have a blog post about all the, not all lah, but most of the universities and colleges that offer music in Malaysia. Check it out. Music college or universities, you can send me a message. I can send you the link to the blog post. My tip would be, music is harder than you think as a major, and most programs might not give you the skills needed to be employable. So you have to make sure that you are also looking for how you want to build a career. Razif Rosie, how's Yuna and ZRV can advance their career to US? Much susah ke? Musician biasa-biasa can be like them. Okay, Yuna, as far I haven't asked her personally how she did it, but she was found on MySpace. Was Yuna found on MySpace? Yeah, her manager found her. Someone recommended the manager to listen to her on her MySpace, and then contacted her and then wanted to bring her to the US. She was discovered because she put her stuff online. Z is similar as well. She put her videos on YouTube, and eventually it got noticed by someone from Brushfire Records. So of course there's a lot of planning and there's a lot of stuff, but Z got discovered, and Yuna also got discovered, but also she was also performing here. She also had, I think she already had a career here, and she made the move there. She was approached, contacted. So can you be biasa-biasa? You cannot be biasa-biasa to be able to build a career overseas. Is it susah? Yeah, it's susah. Kalau tidak, semua orang pindah US ataupun semua orang pindah negara lain. It's hard sebab the currency is different. Sana kan, you nak makan nasi goreng kan, it's like $6 ke $10 tau. Artinya RM36 ke RM40 nak makan kalau makan kat luar. So cost of living dah tinggi. Negara tu luas, so it's a big country. So you have to be really good, or you have to have a lot of money, or you have to have a label support. But either way, no one's gonna invest in you if you are not a good musician. You have to be good. Then so yeah. Sir tahu Irish jig tak? Saya tahu a few melodies, but I'm not really a good Irish jig player. Muhammad Amrin Hidayat, is there any scholarship for pursuing music studies in Malaysia? Ada. Universities usually have some universities will have scholarship programs. You have to inquire dengan university itu sendiri. Ada institution yang ada offer scholarship program juga, but usually it's quite competitive for music. Selalunya lah. Loan is more common, I think. But ada. But you have to inquire dengan university, depending on which university, depending on the program. Mampu tu dari segi keuangan ke SPM certificate, any beasiswa you can apply. You have to check out. Ada, tapi it's competitive dari segi scholarship. Selalunya study overseas tu dari segi keuangan. Macam sekarang kalau you pergi Berkeley, satu semester is about 22 ke 24 ribu USD. So setahun kan, dengan tempat tinggal, dengan travel semua, kalau you tak ada scholarship, it takes about 250 ribu. Kalau you nak buat satu degree sekarang, undergraduate degree dekat Berkeley, it costs about 1 juta ringgit untuk 4 tahun, termasuk makan, tempat tinggal, study semua, kalau tak ada scholarship. So it's gotten much more expensive. Homahoy, describe the text rating process element by element. You study a song that you like. You figure out how they tell the story. Verses tell the story in detail. Choruses tell you the main thing that you want to remember about the song. Like think about Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. I came in like a wrecking ball. That's that's the main story. But that all that part is just telling the story. The verse by verse explains the story. The chorus is the main part of the story. Is the main thing that ties it together. So text rating, you just start writing on paper what you want to write, and then you have to fit it. When you're doing songwriting, you have to fit it with the melody, or the melody has to fit the lyrics. So it's not just about the text, it's about fitting melody and lyrics together. So if you're writing lyrics, right, you have to remember that it'll end up with a melody. It's together, it's not a separate thing. You can write lyrics separately, but someone will have to put a melody to it, or someone has a melody and you put lyrics to it. I've done stuff where I wrote the lyrics and someone else wrote the melody. I've also done stuff where I wrote the melody and someone else wrote the lyrics. But most of the time I'm either writing both, or I'm writing the lyrics for someone else's melody. So yeah. That's basically the process. You start writing and then you start fixing it until it becomes good. Any tips on practicing sweep picking? Saya masih start teknik salah. Sweep picking ni kan, basically yang paling penting pasal sweep picking is you have to make sure that the movement is smooth tau. Yang hard part pasal sweep picking ni, kadang-kadang orang akan dia punya posture atau teknik salah, and I cannot tell unless I see how you play. So macam kalau kita sweep kan, let's say down kan, let's say the pick selalunya dia angle ke bawah sikit. So bila naik atas ni dia angle macam ke atas. Bila turun dia macam ni. So benda ni is it's hard for me to say apa problem you hadapi. I have a course about technique guitar. It's called Technique Guitar Trato. It's in my link in bio. You can check it out. I'm gonna turn on the lights, like getting too dark. So you might want to check out Technique Guitar Trato as a reference. It's a course yang pasal teknik gitar. I cannot tell whether your technique salah. I tak tengok you play, so I don't know. Should a singer, Adlan tanya, should a singer-songwriter have multiple jobs? For example, side project writing nursery rhymes. I don't know how much money it is in writing nursery rhymes. I think, it really depends on your side job. Doesn't have to be a music job if you don't want it to be though. For example, you could be a copywriter and be a songwriter. You could be working at McDonald's and be a songwriter. You could be selling insurance and be a songwriter. When your career is developing, right, you should take any job that will pay the bills and you don't hate in general. Yeah. So it depends on how high your cost of living is. Kalau your cost of living very high, I would say cut your cost of living to decrease your cost of living sementara you tengah nak build your music career. So don't buy unnecessary things. Save money or invest money kalau boleh. At the very least save if you can invest atau put it in ASB or something like that. Do you need different jobs? You can, and that depends on case to case. Mana ni, apa khabar? Khabar baik. Apa khabar Jimmy? Apa khabar Maya? Fazli apa khabar? Azumi apa khabar? Cikgu As pernah mohon cendana. If so, betul ke ada pengalaman 3 tahun baru layak apply? I haven't applied cendana. I have applied different grants. I think you should just apply. Just put your portfolio together, or just message them. The guy yang running the indie thing, like indie is Reza Saleh. You boleh email dia and just tanya dia pasal the thing. Just show him your portfolio. You have written like 9 songs or 10 songs. Say, I've done this and I've done this. You should just apply. The worst is they'll say that you are not qualified. I don't think you're not qualified. I think you should apply anyway. You tak dapat pun, you at least get the experience of applying. Welcome, Homa Hoy. Imran apa khabar? Frazli apa khabar? Moharis Yaakob apa khabar? Okay, I'm gonna take 1 or 2 more questions, then I'm gonna go. Imran, my guitar strings putus. You ada brands yang you can recommend? I pakai D'Addario and I pakai Elixir. Kalau Elixir saya pakai Nano Web, Nano N-A-N-O-W-E-B, Nano Web. Kalau D'Addario I pakai EXP. I have tried the XT, but I haven't tried it enough to recommend that particular thing. There's a new one also, XS, but I haven't tried it yet. Ilham Sani apa khabar? Hang Tuah Skima apa khabar? Fazli Malik, any tips for spelling chords rather than remember the shape? Kena ingat every notes on fretboard dan formula ke? Yes, you kena ingat every notes on the fretboard. The process macam ni tau. First thing you kena hafal is, kalau you nak faham fretboard kan, spelling chords kan, you kena tahu major scale. After you tahu major scale, you kena tahu 4 jenis triads. Major, minor, diminished, augmented. You kena faham macam mana nak spell major, minor, diminished, augmented, formula dia. Dan you kena bina tu daripada tahu major scale dalam semua key, 12 key. Lepas you dah tahu triads 4 tu, you kena tahu inversions dia. Lepas tu you kena tahu diatonic chords, triads dan diatonic 7 chords dalam major scale. Lepas tu semua you kena tahu intervals. After that baru you belajar pasal 9s, 11, 13 yang tension semua tu. All this I go through step by step. You can get it step by step in my course Kuasa Chord Progression Major Scale 1 sampai 6. If you click my link in bio, that whole course yang 1 sampai 6 tu is, if you scroll all the way down dekat link in bio tu, is dekat bawah sekali is the link. If you can't find it, just let me know, I can send you the link. But yes, you kena hafal every note on the fretboard, then you kena hafal the formula, then you kena practice dapatkan dengan fingering yang betul. That's how you do it kalau as a guitarist. Shuari, apa khabar? Rusla Lukman, apa khabar? Zarif Zo, what exercise can you do to learn to differentiate modes? You start with the major scale, then you go through every other mode one by one. You want to change the major scale into every other mode. So major scale, for example, right? I don't want to take out the guitar. Major scale, you change it. C major, you change to C Lydian. C major, you change to C Mixolydian. C major, you change to C Dorian. So you change from mode to mode. From every mode, you change to the next mode. That's what you do. And you do it in one fingering first, and then you change to different fingerings. If you are okay with Malay, I have a course called Kunci Modes untuk Gitaris, which goes more in depth with that into that. Okay, Izus. Sorry, Izus, I'm not gonna go live with you. It's just that I'm gonna go off very soon. So, Fazli, what effect you use when you play electric guitar? Your OD distortion, what brand? I have a Proco Rat 2. I have a bunch lah. My overdrive, I use Chiriaton Centura. I also have a Horse Breaker by Chiriaton. I also use I have like 4 or 5 overdrives. I also have another one that's here, which is a fuzz, is a vintage Fuzz Master. This one is by Devi Ever. It's a fuzz pedal. So I have a bunch. I have 3 or 4. I think I have 4 or 5 different overdrives and distortions. I also have used like a DS1, old DS1, and also a newer DS1, the Japanese and the Taiwan one. So I have a lot. Awe Syamzani, kalau ambil course music boleh jadi cikgu music tak tanpa ijazah perguruan? Boleh. Tapi bukan dekat sekolah lah. I mean, you boleh ajar privately atau boleh dekat maybe Bentley atau Guitar Collection. As long as you ada degree music or diploma music, usually is okay depending on the place. Zarif, sama-sama. Okay, I'm gonna see maybe one last question. Thanks so much for everyone tuning in. Terima kasih. Saya dah join Surat Music. Cool, Alif. Thanks so much. Mirza, terima kasih. Okay, anyone? One last question saya jawab. Anything pasal kerjaya music or music career ataupun social media as a musician? I will take one last question. Siapa-siapa yang cepat, dia dapat. Okay, I'm gonna count down from 10 to 1. Kalau tak ada, then we check, kita chit-chat next time lagi. By the way, everyone, make sure you join Surat Music. Surat Music is my free daily email yang saya hantar. You can get link in bio. Klik link dekat bio, you dapat email dari saya. Tiap-tiap hari ada tips music, tips kerjaya, tips macam-macam lah. Basically tips music industry in general lah. Farzli, terima kasih. Terima kasih banyak. Ada tak sesiapa ada last question, soalan terakhir sebelum saya go off for today? Haizan, apa khabar? My new course is coming up soon. It's going to be about walking bass and guitar. So walking bass lines and chords for guitar. So that one, stay tuned for that. Should be out, I don't know when, but it's coming out. That's the next course yang coming up. Jom, join Surat Music, yes. This is Edward T. Thoughts on music as a side hustle instead of a full-time career? Sure. If you enjoy music and you want to do it as a side hustle, completely do it. Yeah, just do it. I don't have any. I think it's actually, as a side hustle, it's probably less stressful than doing it full time. I think if you're doing it full time, you have to be very, very strategic about it. If you do it as a side hustle, it's not so stressful because there are so many ways to do music as a side hustle. You could sell equipment, you could teach on part time, you could perform part time in a band. So because if it's a side hustle, you don't have to make X amount of money every month from it. You can just do it for fun, and if it makes money, it makes money. Depends whether you have any financial goals. So it really depends. Imran tanya, can a classical guitar strings masuk acoustic guitar? Classical guitar strings boleh kadang-kadang masuk dekat steel string. Steel string definitely tak boleh masuk classical guitar sebab the tension will break the neck. In general, I tak recommend. Kalau you nak ganti tali classical, ganti pada gitar classic. Kalau nak pakai tali elektrik, gitar elektrik. Kalau tali akustik, pada gitar akustik. I recommend jangan campur aduk. Okay, I'm gonna go off now. Thanks so much everyone. Take care. Kita jumpa next time. Bye.